Jones? I'm Agent Smith with the FBI. Is Betty Cooper here by any chance?
No. It's about your mother. My team's been investigating Edgar Evernever for quite some time now. We almost had him 2 towns ago.
Someone on the inside. Someone tasked with getting close to Edgar, gathering intel. We were waiting on her word. Your mother, she's working with us. She's been helping us build a case against Edgar Evernever and his farmies through It's vital that we find your mom ASAP. Team and I are going to be setting up shop here in Riverdale until we can safely locate and extract. Thought you might ask. You two are quite the detectives around these parts. As a matter of fact, yes. It's no coincidence that your mother and I found each other. You see, I'm Charles, your brother. You and I are also brothers, Jughead. That's right.
Yes. But like I said, don't panic. This isn't the first time she's been late with her reports. Until she contacts us, you should just focus on being a high school student. I'll reach out if anything changes. This is what you do when I'm not around, Betty? You read classified information? I wasn't. From the get-go, I suspected Kevin hadn't fully cut ties with the farm. Given it turns out he's been texting with Fang's Fogarty. Could use the relationship to our advantage, but Fangs has been holding him off, saying he can't risk it unless he has something useful to offer in return. So, what if we accidentally Exactly. Something that'll lure Fangs out of hiding. Develop Kevin as an asset. Think you can do that? Gave you a chance.
Yeah, I
Great information so you could get back in the good grade.
Can we have a word?
He's useless. We gotta cut him loose.
In the woods. I think he'll help us.
No, we're not gonna get anywhere with him. He's traumatized. Listen, I'm sorry, Betty. Thanks with Kevin.
I gave him the name of our...
Betty, you didn't say anything about Alice, did you? You revealed the name of an active undercover FBI agent to a screwed up kid? Why?
Hey.
Hi,
Okay, did you see my...
and Betty, he's...
Digging in, getting ready for war. To your friend Kevin's intel, I've had this derelict motel into city records. It's owned by one of Edgar's followers. And look who's answering the front door. Have you ever heard of Waco, Betty? Check this out. Farm's been getting pizza deliveries every day about the same time. We've got an agent in disguise about to make delivery as we speak.
Yeah? Who are you?
Sorry, I got lost. Pizza delivery. 10 cheese, 10 pepperoni.
You're not our guy. Hurry up.
Echo, this is Charlie. Do you read me?
Charles, is that you? Sending someone in with a wire. You don't send anyone else in, or they're... Wait to hear from me.
What did Governor Dooley say?
Same thing that he's been saying, that we can't give Edgar what he demands and he will not negotiate with a cult leader.
Is he kidding?
You need to buy us time.
Hello?
Hello, Betty. Did you get what I asked for?
We're unable to meet any demands unless he releases a hostage as a sign of goodwill.
At any rate, anticipating that you and your partners wouldn't take my demands seriously, I've already released a hostage.
Polly. Figure it out, okay? No, Charles, please.
Let's go.
Okay. What do we...
Betty, look at the timer. They'll trigger the detonator. You need to find the one that's linked to the firing.
Battery. The yellow one is the yellow.
Here, take these.
Okay. It's gonna be okay. It's fine. It's counting down.
Wire. There might be a system override on the dead man's switch. Get down, Betty!
This. Fast forward.
It's literally 6 hours of our house. Why would somebody do that? Film it and then leave the evidence on the
Launched.
Yeah, but why a videotape? Why something so anachronistic?
Maybe it's just a prank.
If it was... I was just headed home. I thought you guys might want some pizza. What... Is everything okay? You know, I could help you trace the call. Yeah, I've got a unit in the back of my trunk, and what do you think?
On the farm, you have every right to be wary of me. Let the record show that when I reconnected with Alice, she found out I worked with the FBI, she wanted to go undercover to help Polly to get a story. I guess I've always wanted to be a part of a real family. But I know that takes time. Just keep him talking, okay?
Who is this?
Don't testing my patience.
You remember by... Did you trace it, the number? What is it?
It's coming from Shady Grove Treatment Center, where your sister's been staying. Yeah. I'll call the main line at Shady Grove and see how she got access to a phone.
No, wait.
Grove, how may I assist you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could speak to one of your patients, please.
Name of patient?
Polly Cooper?
Who may I ask is calling?
Edgar.
One moment, please.
Truly.
So ends the case of the mystery prank caller. I think you'd make an excellent candidate for the junior FBI training program. It is. We could work together trying to figure out who's sending these videotapes. A whole lot better than I do. Will you consider it at least?
To join the junior FBI, which I don't know I might actually be good at.
Yeah, I think you would be great at it. I'm just glad that Charles was there for you.
Yeah. He might be the real deal. Meanwhile, I feel guilty that...
Thought we'd start right in the deep end of the swimming pool with serial killers. Besides to kick us off. This is a crime scene where 6 victims were found buried along a riverbank in the Pacific Northwest. Now, before I start filling in all the details, any guesses on which one of these men is the murderer? That's correct, Betty. How did you know that? Okay, then. Correct again. Excellent work, Betty. All have in common. Actually, they all have one thing in common. A specific set of genes.
Genes.
Also known as...
The serial killer genes.
Started killing dogs when he was in grade school.
And fabrication.
They're natural.
Yeah, that's the problem.
All the more reason for you to stay in the program. To make sense of that part of yourself. I can. And I do, Betty. I have the genes too. To control those impulses.
You have the serial killer genes?
Yeah. You can use this. Harness this. I did. Wait. You went and saw Chic about me. Why not just ask me if you're so damn curious? What did he even say to you?
With a pair of scissors when you were high on Jingle Jangle?
Oh. Yes? True. When we were both at our lowest.
Yes or no?
Yes. Chic, covered in his blood. Some trick that he had brought home. My instincts took over. I dissolved the body with lye in the bathroom tub, threw out the sheets, scrubbed the room clean with bleach. Chic watched. That was the end of us. I left him. Started over.
Next question.
I'm a recovering addict. I attend weekly Narcotics Anonymous meetings. Here in Riverdale, they're held at my gym. That's my big secret, Betty. Hope you're satisfied.
Visited that miscreant imposter Chic.
Except afterwards, he used his lawyer to contact the FBI to report a murder that happened in the Black Hood's house by a woman named Alice Cooper. He said the man was bludgeoned to death in the kitchen. He also claims to know the location of the investigation. Maybe with assist from the local town sheriff, the remains are where Chic claims.
We're gonna be okay. Yeah. Charles and I took care of it.
Well, I should go file the report then.
And I should be able to do that for you.
Okay.
Hey, how'd it all go?
Smooth as cream, babe. FP led me right to where he buried the body. We moved what was left, and everyone was appropriately grateful.
Even Betty?
Even Betty.
That's great. I love you, babe.
I love you too.
Why on Cricket?
So you want me to use FBI resources to track down our grandfather?
Why the sudden urgency?
Well, look, it's probably something I should have done months ago, but...
What's wrong, Pop?
Polly's messed up, but she's not a literal monster.
This is security footage from Shady Grove.
No reason.
She'll only talk to you, she says. And alone, you should know. The nurse that Polly disfigured. Her name is Betty.
The calls received by Polly and Alice came from the same place, Shankshaw Prison.
The same thing.
Edgar may be dead, but...
One way to find out. We try it here. Tangerine. Tangerine. Nothing happened. Maybe because you're already Betty. Well, the good news is you're officially not a ticking time bomb.
Why must we endure this farce? It's clear. When I saw the red door, I fugued. I slipped into a trance. Why?
I mean, it may be a combination of hearing the trigger earlier and then returning to a familiar setting. Betty's birth and stop it from happening. It will essentially be... Will you try it? Tangerine. Tangerine. Well, that's great news. You're all right. You're okay now.
My publishers want a dark and edgy villain for the book, Charles. So now I have to come up with pitches. I figured you would have some ideas.
Yeah, sure, no problem. But don't you have first-hand experience with an infamous local serial killer?
No.
Fair enough. Well, I've got boxes full of killers, so I'll pick out my 10 most gruesome ones for you.
Betty.
Did great out there.
Great might not be enough to beat him.
Ah, that's Brett, huh?
Brett Weston Wallace clearly came here to throw me off my game.
As long as it doesn't involve shallow graves and lie.
Son of a diplomat, brags about being untouchable. Any intel?
Because he got into Yale and you didn't? Alice told me.
And I still didn't get in.
My former mentor at the FBI, he teaches criminal law at Yale. Let's see if I get you some answers.
About Yale and Brett.
Thank you.
Do you have a minute? I just heard from my mentor at Yale. It wasn't any of that. It was that they didn't want to accept the daughter of the Black Hood. I'm sorry. Very convincing. You ready to go into the lion's den?
I think so.
Okay. In that case,
Our goal is to...
hey, where'd you go after Stonewall? You okay? No, nothing. Brett's just been monologuing about his new Rolex for the last 30 minutes.
That red-headed lout accosted me out of nowhere, wanted me to confess to offing Forsyth. The irony being, of course, that we know who Forsyth's murderer is.
Sending a bull into a china shop.
Smart. We just have to be smarter.
My prints are on it too.
If they planted a murder weapon covered in the victim's blood and FP gets a hold of it, there's not much we can do. Betty called me, gave me a heads up. That's the rock they found? Yeah. Listen, the local lab will take a week or more. But if I send that to Quantico, we know in 2 days tops. So I send this decoy to Quantico.
Put it down.
This will buy us a couple days top. What's the next move, do you think? All right, Betty. We're looking for missing time. Right before you woke up next to Jughead. Start by just letting yourself relax. I'm ready when you are. Your mind and your body are entering a deep state of relaxation.
And she blew this powder.
She say anything? A trigger word or a phrase? For the powder, it might be scopolamine. What the hell is that? It's commonly known as devil's breath, a drug that blocks certain neurotransmitters affecting one's short-term memory, much like a blackout. Disoriented, but completely unaware. And a killing blow to Jughead? Doubtful. And herself. And spun you like a top. What happened to him, Betty? Everything that we can.
What about us? What do we do?
Go back to where you found him, clean the scene, make absolutely certain, get rid of those and get washed up. Was combing through DuPont's house for the last hour. Victims that we found in your hollowed out OED and your ghostwriter's lawyering up. Well, why don't you tell him?
Remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
After that, it was a matter of dotting I's and crossing T's.
We obtained these text exchanges between you and manipulating you, Joan. She tricked you into doing her dirty work so her hands would remain clean. Don't protect her. I'll see to it that you get a reduced sentence.
Reminder?
If you leave the country now, you won't ever be able to return. And your friends, they'll take all the heat. Why did you lie to Jughead? You told him Brett had diplomatic immunity, but it was Joan.
I lied to Jughead because I was trying to keep him from
Uh-huh. How did you get Mr. Chipping's tie pin? You were having an affair. No one's buying that story anymore. While you walking with him into the woods the night he was attacked. You're facing hard time for both attempted murder and the creation and possession of illegally recorded sex tapes featuring your fellow students, including Jughead and Betty. Now, I'm willing to reduce your charge to only attempted murder if you turn over your collection of videotapes. Let me think it over. I understand that you've decided to cooperate with our investigation and reveal the location of your illicit videotapes. Is that correct?
Hidden in a secret.
Surprise. What do you need from me? Absolutely, I could use some help scrubbing through the houses. I don't ever want to see what would happen if he found his way inside a house.
Thank you.
You mean for Betty? How about this? I won't bring it up to her unless she asks me directly.
Also, Jellybean, you gotta...
Okay, so that was...
Eyes and ears, little brother. The good news is both drop-off boxes, the one at the sheriff's station and the one upstairs, are under surveillance 24/7. Yeah, well, there's hours of footage. Do you recognize someone?
Maybe. But I think I'm gonna check.
Oh, did you solve the case?
Maybe our suspect is not a voyeur. He hired actors.
Part of the Bijou Theater.
Yeah, there's also Paramecium Records and Blue Velvet Video. What's this?
Open 24 hours, too.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Yes, actually. This is quite the retro vibe you got going on.
FBI. We're assuming you know about the videotapes being delivered around town. Anything about them? Any of your customers acting suspicious?
Can we check out your records? Who's rented what? Old school. I like it.
First column is the date of when they checked out a tape. Second column is the date they returned it.
Who's E. Muggs?
16 times.
Oh, that's Ethel. She's a senior, I believe.
Things aren't looking good for your pal, Ethel Muggs.
I admit that renting Friday the 13th over 10 times.
She has a predilection for horror films. She dropped off a videotape at the station. In my book, that makes her a prime suspect.
And there's more than 100 tapes. Where's Ethel?
At home? With her parents? What is this? We searched Ethel's house and we found it. Watch it. Then we can talk about whether or not you still believe Ethel's innocent.
How can I help you, fellas?
Keep out of our way. We have a warrant to search your store. What is it, Jeff?
An actual snuff film. Forget art imitating life and a bizarre recreation of it.
Months of static shots of houses, now this. Why change the pattern? Is it a warning? Blue Velvet Video. Wait for another tape. Keep going through the videos that...
It's the most high school thing you've ever said.
That's one way to interpret it, yes.
This feels very wrong.
Completely agree. We know that our guy has moved on from simple recordings and onto recreations. This tape feels like he's backtracking.
I mean, unless he's revisiting themes.
Or he could be.
We have conclusive proof that this videotape was made by someone other than our original guy. Honey's well within his rights to cancel prom.
Tape?
Sure. Why? Mrs. Klump received this new videotape this morning.
Where did you get the actual footage?
Finished going through the videos that we confiscated from Blue Velvet. Turns out Jason Blossom's snuff film wasn't the only contraband that David had.
Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, more than Chinese. You want lo mein?
Yep, and some fried wontons, please. I think we got him.
Miss Cooper, Mr. Jones.
May I help you?
Yes, you can tell us whether or not this is you and the screen grab from the video you received. Only 2 frames, but it's enough to nail your ass. Not a very good one. Using the voyeur's MO to ramp up your personal feud against me and my
The only person we need protection from is you, Mr. Honey. You're deranged.
To prepare you for a life.
is all you want, but we already sent copies of the videos to the school board, aka our parents. So between them and the FBI, I hope you have a good lawyer.
Hey, don't mess with us in our own town. What causes a principal